I'm Forbes Pirie, Executive Coach and Mediator. Welcome to my living room and to my talk on some of the secrets of successful goal setting. So I'm going to share with you a few of my secrets for setting goals successfully and how I help my clients in setting better goals so that they can achieve their goals and have better, happier, healthier lives. So the first question I ask is why. You may have seen my video about why, but this is a different why. Why are we looking at how to set goals? Isn't it obvious? Don't we just do it like the Nike ad says? Well, for some of us, yes, it's obvious. We just know what we want to do and we follow it and it's clear and it just feels really good. One of my friends has known he wanted to be an engineer since he was a little boy. His dad's an engineer. Really, really simple. For some of us, it's not so obvious, and we get pulled in a lot of directions. So we're going to take a look at some of the common mistakes we make when we set goals and see how we can make them better, make goals better, so that we achieve more success and more of what we truly want. Why is it important to set better goals and to set good goals? Well, there's many reasons, but here are two. One comes with a quote from Seneca that's an analogy from sailing. And Seneca says, "There is no favorable wind for a person who does not know which direction they're going in." So if you don't know which direction you're going in, you can't take advantage of the things that life puts in your way, the opportunities that it brings to you that are going to take you in that direction. If you think very simply about wanting to lose weight, which is an example I'll use a lot because it's an easy one. If you want to lose weight, that's one of your desires. Another thing that you want is to eat fatty, sugary, satisfying food like donuts. You get pulled into the donut shop, and then you get pulled into the juice shop, and then you go back and forth, and you're up and down, and you're not clear what's important to me, why, in what order. So knowing what's important to you, knowing the direction you want to go in it, very, very important. The other reason it's important to set really good goals and to take your time in setting goals and to not commit to the wrong things is because every time we set a goal, for most of us, this is not everyone, but most of us, when we set goals and we repeatedly don't achieve them, we just don't feel good about ourselves. We feel really bad about ourselves. We get down on ourselves. And it's like having a relationship with a friend who never shows up on time, who always lets you down, and every time they promise to do something, they don't do it. It breaks that bond of trust with ourselves, and it erodes our self-esteem. Not for everyone, and my other little video explains that, but for most of us, it does that. And it's really important that we maintain our self-esteem, that we build our self-esteem, because that is going to help us also achieve our goals. And then I put this question here, one size fits all, really? So something worked for me 20 years ago. Does that mean it's going to work now? Something works for a guy who weighs 80 kilos. Does that mean it's going to work for me? So there are principles, there are things that tend to work for most people. And everyone is also an individual. We need to tailor, to adapt to ourselves and to our lives. So there is no one size fits all, but these are some common mistakes that I'm going to talk you through and how to not make them, how to make better choices when you set goals. So here we go. Can we find a new way forward is what I want to ask, and I hope the answer is yes. And here are just 10 common mistakes that we make that if we change them, we might make better decisions about our goals. So we've touched on messy mind. We just pick a random goal. Maybe it's the wrong one. We just think, oh, I want to lose weight, or I want to be fitter, or I want to learn French. And we're not thinking, is that in line with my values and priorities? You'll notice I'm going to jump around between them because they're all very connected and very linked. We're not focusing on what's important to us. And Lululemon, at the beginning of the new year, had a storefront that had all of these different things on it. I want to lose weight. I want to sweat once a day. I want to learn a new language, all sorts of things. And linked to the second point, we have a limited amount of willpower. We can't do everything, so we have to prioritize. So we want to set smart goals that are really meaningful to us and that make sense for us and our lives. So we want to set goals that make sense. And we want to set goals that need less willpower. So when we set goals that are in line with our values and our priorities, these are very much related, we set goals that need less willpower. And willpower, imagine you have a pot of water. That's what you have, a pot of willpower every day. And you have 20 goals. You're going to water those 20 goals, and they're each going to get a little bit of water. What you want is maybe to have fewer goals that are more important, so you can give them more water. Also, if you're setting the right goals, goals that are in line with your values, your priorities that you really want for yourself, for your life, it will be easier to achieve them, so you'll need less willpower. So that's a double whammy. So we want goals that need less willpower, and we want to focus more on fewer goals that are more important to us. Third point, we set goals that are not realistic. And I've put 3 ways that we do that. Speed, who we are, our person, and life. In terms of speed, we want to achieve everything right here, right now. And we beat ourselves up for not doing that. And that's just really not realistic. We can't lose 20 pounds in a day, in a week, or with great difficulty and probably not very safely. So how do we stop ourselves from setting these unrealistic goals with unrealistically short deadlines that we fail to meet, and we start over and over and over doing it the same way? Can we change the way we do this? And can we set goals that are more realistic and maybe at a slower pace? Part of that is also linked to mixing up results and method. So the result is we want to get to the top of the mountain. The method is we take one step at a time. And so sometimes we're jumping ahead into the results, thinking, why am I not at the top of the mountain? Why have I not lost 20 pounds? When actually our energy is better used right here, right now, where we are, focusing on our next step. What do I need to do next? The person, who you are an incredible, complex being, evolved through nurture and nature and life. There are things you like, things you don't like, things that are easy for you, things that are difficult for you. You need to take that into account. You need to be realistic. What you are not is a robot. And a lot of the time we set goals as though we're a robot and we can just achieve anything we want mechanically, and we can't. We have to take our own psychology into account. Life, our life circumstances. Do you have kids that need taking to school in the morning? Do they have unpredictable things happen to them? What is your life like? What are the real circumstances of your life? What are the obstacles that are likely to get in your way? Can you predict those in advance and look at how you can deal with those? I travel a lot, for example. Can I learn to take healthy snacks with me in case there aren't any where I end up? All of these things are really important in setting the right goals. So, be realistic. And plan for the real life you live, not the imaginary life that the perfect robot inside you that you think you should be lives for. 4, we set goals that we have no control over. So of course we may want to set a goal and we may think, okay, I want to lose 20 pounds. We may even break it down into small steps and say, okay, I'd like to lose 1 pound a week for the next 20 weeks. That's realistic, isn't it? How much control do we have over that? Well, actually we have quite limited control over it. So we need to break it down further into things that we do have control over, so that we can feel satisfied and a sense of achievement. And as we feel a sense of achievement, we'll feel better and we can move on to the next thing. So, for example, in the losing weight goal, maybe you break your goal down into, I will go to the gym 3 times a week, and I will walk 3 times a week, and I will eat healthily, and you begin to define what eating healthily means for you. And I'll avoid trigger foods. So what are trigger foods? For me, chocolate is a trigger food. I love chocolate. If I start eating bar of chocolate, it's quite difficult to stop sometimes. So if I'm wanting to lose weight, maybe I cut out chocolate altogether. Now at the end of a week, I can look back and can say, yes, I've been to the gym 3 times. Yes, I've eaten healthily. No, I haven't eaten chocolate. Check, check, check. Then I stand on the scale. Oh, I have or I haven't lost weight. If I haven't lost weight, I can adjust. Experimenting and adjusting is so important. But I'm not beating myself up, because I know at least I've achieved what I set out, and maybe I set my sights a little wrong, and so I'm going to correct for that. So set goals that you have control over, at least at the smaller levels. 5th one is stupid. We think we're stupid. I know some of you are probably sitting there thinking, I'm actually quite intelligent and I don't think I'm stupid at all. But when we do things that don't serve us, when we have habits that have got us into places we don't want, like that have made us put on weight, get unfit and things like that, we have a tendency to think that we were stupid and that those habits are stupid. Actually, we're incredibly intelligent and evolved, and everything we do, there is a reason for it. And we did the best that we could in the past at that moment in our lives with the resources we have then. We maybe have more resources now, but with the resources we had then, we did the best we could. So we have to give ourselves a break for that. And then we have to know that we got some benefit from what we did. So for example, in the weight loss example, overeating. The benefit of overeating is some stress release for some people, at least in the short term, right? So we're comfort eating and we get that comfort. So then we need to look, well, what is that stress that means that we're looking for comfort? And can we deal with that stress in a different way so that maybe we'll achieve our goal better? But know that you were intelligent, that you are intelligent, and respect your intelligence and your system's intelligence and ability to survive and achieve what it needs to achieve. So respect yourself. We've already touched a lot on values and priorities, but it's so much easier to make decisions when you know what's important to you, when you know what you value, and when you know what your priorities are. And as we've said, we can't do everything. We have limited willpower. So learn what's important to you, and in different situations, different things might be important, and that's okay. So set goals in line with your values and priorities. Number 7, for others. So we commonly make the mistake of setting goals for other people. Goals for ourselves to achieve, but for other people's benefit. And even as we get much older in life, a lot of us are still looking for our parents' approval. So maybe setting goals for our parents, for our partners, for our boss, and actually they're not what we really want. Or even if they are what we really want, we're working against ourselves because we're resenting some part of having to do that. We're feeling we have to do it. And of course we need to do things for our boss, for the people that we care about. But it's finding out, yes, I actually do really want to do this because I want to achieve something else or whatever it is, so that you're working in line with yourself and not against yourself. So, for yourself. Number 8, emotion and motivation. How do you want to feel when you achieve this goal? And why? My other little video is about why do we want to achieve this goal? And so when people come to me with a goal, I often ask them why. And as you go through the layers, you get to deeper and deeper reasons why, if it's the right goal for you. So with the losing weight goal, I want to feel good in my body. I want to feel light. I want to be active. I want to be able to do my job well. I want to be able to support my family. I want to be alive to see my daughter get married. I want to be able to play with my children. These are all much deeper motivations that will fuel you in achieving your goal. So ask yourself why. If you don't come to a deeper motivation, maybe this is the wrong goal for you. So consider that as a possibility. So here we want to look at how do I feel, how do I want to feel, and why am I doing this, as well as who am I doing it for. And then we have this perfectionism thing that gets in the way, and we've touched on this a lot. But we have an inner critic that beats us up and gets in our way, and we're beating ourselves up for not being the way we think we should be, instead of taking the steps we need to take to move forwards. It also stops us from experimenting. In my Intelligent Start program that is available for free on my website, one little change a week. One of the things that we do is when we look at exercise, we look at which kinds of exercise do you actually enjoy. And that might require you, instead of committing to a running program for 3 months when you hate running, it might require you to, for example, for 3 weeks or for a week, to try 3 different types of exercise and see which do I enjoy, which is fun, which am I going to feel excited about going to do and enjoy. And when we do this as part of perfectionism, sometimes we expect ourselves to be this robot that I've been talking about, and actually we need to make things easy for ourselves. So go to the gym on the way to work or on the way back from work. Or instead of coming home, sitting down, watching TV, and then you're tired, and then you have to drag yourself up from the gym to get to the gym. So make things easy for you. Don't expect yourself to be perfect. Don't expect yourself to be a robot. Experiment and be on your side. Which brings us nicely to point 10, which is one of the common mistakes we make, is to do it alone. To try to do it alone. And a lot of research has shown that when we get support, we achieve our goals much easier. So that can be support from friends, it can be from an online group, from peers, and also from a coach. So figure out what is going to support you. You support you, and find support for you, the right type of support that's going to work for you, that's going to help you. So hopefully this will all be helpful in helping you to set better goals that you will achieve and live a happier, healthier life. Thank you very much for listening. I'm Mia Forbes Pirie. My website is intelligentchange.life, and you can get my Intelligent Start program for free if you would like, from free resources under my website intelligentchange.life, not .com, because it's all about you and your life. And this has been brought to you by me, Mia Forbes Pirie, from intelligentchange.life and Wellness London, which is a wonderful organisation that helps bring well-being into corporates. So have a look at their website too, and you'll get lots of hints and tips on how to live a healthier, happier life. Thank you very much.